Hey, I'm Kris. I am 23 and I am from the United States, and I've had the privilege to come to YWAM CMIL to do a DTS. For my outreach portion of my DTS, I was able and privileged to go to India and serve in the northern parts of India, but also as well in Calcutta. And while in Calcutta, we were able to serve with Mother Teresa's ministry, which was really cool. But I think the ministry that most impacted me was what's called Life Connection. Life Connection is run by a husband and wife duo, and they take in boys from the largest train station in India. It's called Howrah, and Howrah has about 1 million people that go through it every single day. Like 1 million people every day. And there's hundreds of homeless boys and homeless families that live along these platforms. And so we were able just to go in and work with kids and with boys coming out of this situation. And while my heart wasn't like exceptionally stirred while I was there, I mean, I thought it was cool, and I was glad that God was using me, but my heart really wasn't stirred. But he really caught my attention one day when the leader of it, his name's Chuba, he took us to the train station. And I remember so vividly, we were standing on an overpass looking down into the train station, and it was miles long seemingly. It was huge. And he says, "Do you remember Manoush?" And I said, "Yeah, I remember Manoush." He says, "Well, he lives in that pipe down there." And I said, "Okay." He says, "Oh, and you remember Raju?" And I said, "Yeah, I remember Raju." And he says, "Yeah, platform 13, that's his home." I said, "All right." And I remember standing there, and I kind of went off by myself, and I just remember standing there and looking at all the people passing through, and I thought, God, there's no way I can ever forget this. There's no way that I can ever pretend that this doesn't exist anymore. And so I as I've come back to CMIL, I've just learned what it is to wrestle with that and just know that I'm not supposed to forget about it. Like, God didn't take me there so I could numb myself to it, but rather be impacted by it. And so one thing that I do to kind of process, and CMIL has helped me with, is to write poetry. So I wrote one called entitled Raju the Vagabond, and so I'd like to read that. Outside of society and thrust to the street, my heart tells me that they don't care. For as my malnourished ankles meet my feet, I look around at the crowds and realize that nobody is there. Sickness, hunger, and fear cling to my body and mind, and I find myself retching onto the tracks. Will I survive the night this time, or will they take me out of here in a sack? No family or love to claim as my own. Hope for anything else is foreign and a dream. I've made it this far while being alone, and this is what I was made for, it would seem. So as I was processing and just debriefing my time, my Raju, his face was stuck in my mind, and I couldn't get him out. And I'd lay in bed and think about him, and debriefing during the day, I'd think about him. And, when people would ask me, "Oh, how was your trip in India?" I would think about him. Because Raju was a kid who lived on platform 13. And when we were there, he was sick. And I just realized when he's sick, he's alone, and there's no one there to take care of him. And so I feel like God really caught my heart as hopefully one day father, caught my heart even in his heart as a father for me, because when I'm sick, I have a family to take care of me, but not even that God's there for me as well. And so I'm just knowing that I'm never alone in that. But Raju, coming from a predominantly Hindu society, he doesn't have God with him yet. And so my prayer for Life Connection, and just for that whole experience, is that they would catch Father's heart and they would know that they're not alone, and that God is with them. And so I'm just really grateful for him taking me there and teaching me that. Thank you.